It's 6:30 in the morning and time for the boss to be picked up. 400 traffic police officers are under the command of Comandante Rosalba. Her unit is made up entirely of women. Their job is to restore public faith in the police force. The morning ritual is always the same. Rosalba urges her troops to respect the rights of citizens. Such respect is not always a given among Mexican police. Comandante Rosalba travels hundreds of kilometers every day, keeping an eye on the policewomen under her command. Her goal is to ensure there are no mistakes.
We're not as corrupt as perhaps some of our male colleagues. As a woman, I feel a sense of responsibility. I know very well that if I do something wrong, I can lose my job.
Rosalba isn't afraid to intervene personally where necessary. Here, a truck is blocking the street. The chief directs the traffic herself until a patrol unit arrives to take over. Not all of Rosalba's policewomen are immune to corruption. There have been individual cases of wrongdoing drawing a tough response. This truck driver is issued a ticket. There's no protest and no offer of a bribe. Men seem unwilling to try and strike a deal with the female police officers.
There are rules. I have to do what the officer says.
The exchange is amicable and the driver goes on his way. Then it's time for breakfast. The thinking is that if there are more women in the police force, there'll be less police corruption. The theory seems to be working.
For every 100 complaints about corruption we used to get, now we only get 1 or 2. So it's possible to change.
The female traffic officers enjoy tortilla, eggs and ham for breakfast as much as their male colleagues, but that's where the similarities end. There's anger when the unit watches a video of male police officers extorting bribes from drivers. They've been fighting this kind of behavior for 5 years.
We always have to give them something. Yes, they get their tip.
Rosalba is adamant that women have more respect for family values and religion. She always keeps a copy of the Bible with her. She says the reputation of the male officers is a disaster. No one trusts them anymore.
We women are just better. Men, whether they're policemen or not, just come here to the market to steal from us.
The clean image the women enjoy also has to do with the fact that the female-only police unit has existed for just 5 years. It's not burdened by a checkered history or old structures. Rosalba takes a lunch break with her grandson Mariano and daughter Rosa. Her mother's work inspired Rosa to become a lawyer, even though Rosalba has a few enemies among her male colleagues.
Sometimes people said really bad stuff about my mother. It was pretty mean. And that hurts, of course. But thankfully, it seems to have just made her stronger.
It's made Rosalba so strong that she's now studying law herself in evening classes. She wants to be even more effective in her fight against corruption.
I don't tolerate corruption, not one bit. If my officers don't do their work properly, they're going to have to pay the consequences.
Comandante Rosalba, as a grandmother, loving and tolerant, but she's one tough cop.
A la tienda.